Hello, this is Goddess Raven, and this is the Goddess Raven Show, and it's also news with Goddess Raven. Well, shocker. I'm kind of not surprised, actually. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. Mm-mm. On the Kim Porter case, Potter, Kim Potter. Why do I always get those two words confused? Oh my gosh. Well, the Kim Potter trial. I've been watching it, and I just always thought guilty. I always thought that they were going to find her guilty. A lot of people like, oh no, she's going to get away. She's going to get off. They're not going to find her guilty. No, 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 no. But no, Kim Potter found guilty in Daunte Wright's shooting. Okay, Kim has been found guilty of first degree manslaughter and second degree manslaughter charges for fatally shooting Daunte Wright during a traffic stop turned arrest on April 11th, 2021. So she is officially found guilty, y'all. She's guilty. She is basically facing charges on manslaughter. Okay, first degree and second degree manslaughter. Okay, jurors deliberated for about 27 hours over the course of 4 days. Potter, 49, had pleaded not guilty to the charges. So initially, they pulled this kid over for a damn ear freshener because over there in Minnesota, they have the rules that if you it's against the law to have anything like obstruct your the mirror, and having a simple air freshener can lead to you being pulled over. And that's what happened in the case of this kid. He was pulled over about for the air freshener, and then upon doing putting his information in, and they run the plates and everything else, they learned that the those were expired. They were expired. So that was expired, and she's been on the force for I don't know how many years, but somehow she mistaken her weapon for her taser. And instead of pulling out the taser, she pulled out her weapon instead. And this young man lost his life. But she has been found guilty. Just guilty. Only 12 jurors were chosen to deliberate. Only 12. A trial outcome has been reached in the Kim Potter case. There were 14 jurors on the panel, including two alternates, who listened to the testimony throughout the Kimberly Potter trial. But only 12 jurors deliberated. While we wait to hear more about the outcome, here's what we know about them. At least 453 prospect jurors were summoned for jury selection in the trial, according to the county district court communication specialist. Nearly 130 more prospective jurors were summoned for Kim's trial than were called early in the year for the trial for former Minnesota police officer Derek, who took George Floyd's life. The jury was comprised of 7 white men, 4 white women, 2 Asian women, and 1 black woman. No black men were selected for the jury. And they still came to a conclusion of guilty of first and second degree manslaughter. Guilty. Hey, thank you. Hey, Raven, and happy belated birthday. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, geez, I'm feeling my age already. I got a little yawn in there. But yeah, a lot of people did not think that this woman was going to be found guilty. Really, they didn't. But she has. She has officially been found guilty. So the next thing that our people are going to be very much so concerned with is, well, how much time will she receive? Now that she has been found guilty on not only the first but also on second, degree manslaughter. Now the big concern is, how much time is she going to serve? So yeah, so let's stay tuned, because that is going to be the next important step in this case. Well, you really think none? Well, if she got, let me see something here. Mm, first and second. So let me see. I want to do this first, but I want to look up and see. If you're convicted of murder in the second, shall okay, yeah. But then I have to look at Minnesota, right? So I'm like, they're saying, whoever is guilty of murder in the second degree shall be sentenced to a maximum period of incarceration of not less than 20 years and not more than life. So Homegirl got to do some time. She's got to do some time. Minnesota. See what they say. Okay, Minnesota. Okay, manslaughter in the second degree. Whoever does any of the following is guilty of manslaughter in the first and may be sentenced to imprisonment for not for to imprisonment for not more than 15 years. So okay, first degree, no more, not more than 15 years. So if each one had 10, maybe she could do about 10 years in prison. Okay. You can, because manslaughter in the first degree can be sentenced by up to 15 years imprisonment or up to $30,000 fine. Manslaughter in the second degree carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison and a 20,000 fine. This offense includes killing by negligence, killing a person by mistake, mistaking them for an animal, killing a person by setting a dangerous trap. All of those situations, that's in, so maybe what, 10 years? Maybe we're looking at about 10 years, y'all. The most 18 to 36 months, in my opinion. But these charges, first, I'm looking at Minnesota law and what they're saying for first and second degree manslaughter. And they're giving 15 to 10 years on these things. And you're talking about 18 to 36 months. Now that might not be enough time. I don't think so. I mean, I understand that those tears are powerful, those tears are very powerful and can move and shake the world. But she has been found guilty on all charges. I think she's going to do some a little bit more than the 18 to 36 months. But hey, I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. I feel like she could be doing a little bit more than 18 to 36 months, y'all. Now, y'all chime in. Cheesecake, okay, she is saying 18 to 36 months. That's her opinion. What's everybody else's opinion? Do you think she's going to do 18 to 36 months? I'm thinking she's going to do, I'm shooting for 10 years. I'm thinking she's going to do 10 years in prison because each one of these things carry 15, what is it, 15 to 10 years. So that's just my opinion. 10 years. I think 10 years in jail. All right. If 10, 5 to 10, that's my opinion now. I stick to it. 5 to 10 in for jail. 5 to 10. That's my opinion. 5 to 10. She will serve 5 to 10. That is my opinion. But I haven't looked at the cards yet, so I might change my mind once I look at the cards. But for right now, my opinion, you're saying 18 to 36 months. That's too light for first and second degree found guilty on all charges. When both of these carry, 50, up to 15 years to up to 10 years imprisonment. So for that, I'm cutting down the numbers and I'm going with, yeah, I'm going with 5 to 10. Okay. And so we're gonna have to wait and see how this outcome goes. But that's just my opinion so far. This is crazy. Homegirl has been found guilty. Guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. So now the most important thing right now is how much time? How much time will this person get? How much? This kid was only 20 years old. 20. 20 years old and lost his life. So I am definitely curious on how, 18 to 36 months, that's not enough time. That's just not enough. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. We will. Let's see. I want to read. Saying here. I mean, I'm very surprised. She didn't cry. Usually, hi Charlie, how you doing? Good day, Raven. Usually when people get such kind of news, you know, she didn't cry. She didn't fall down. She just looked very, very stern and very like upset that the verdict was reached where she was found guilty. Well, she's very stern on that. Like she expected a different outcome, and I don't blame her for expecting a different outcome. But that's not the outcome. I know she probably did expect maybe a different outcome of like maybe not getting guilty on all of them charges. I know I'm wrong. Something is just telling me that. But you know what? I don't. You can't be. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. She might get 18 to 36 months. Who knows at this point? You might be right. We'll see. We'll see. You know, but this it seems to be a change in tide when it comes to the law, and these cops are being you got to be careful out here on how quickly you want to pull your weapon or how quickly you want to put a knee on somebody's neck. Because Juries are finding people guilty. 20 years old. Like I could not even imagine what that his mom and family and is going through that type of suffering. Oh Lord, too much. It's definitely too much to do. I tell you one thing, it makes you I don't know how the people do it. Anyway, I don't know. I could cope with losing my child. I think I'd lose my mom. These women are very strong, and they are very strong to deal with a loss of a child and 20 something years old. But you know what? Maybe something out of this will come. Maybe she will like petition for, you know, changing the rules, like don't pull people over for a damn car air freshener tree. Like, if you're gonna pull somebody over, there should be some different, maybe different procedures in place for people being pulled over for just expired tag or expired, license plate or expired something. And like maybe there should be some other little, things in place to prevent such incidents like this to happen. Like to lose your life over a damn car air freshener and an expired, plate or expired insurance is some crazy ish. These are not things worth losing your life over. This is supposed to be like you get a ticket and you go about your damn business. Not keep it move, like keep it like unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, guilty. So the next step is to see how much time the person shall receive. A lot of people thought she wasn't even going to be found guilty. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have to go back and look. Mm, oh my gosh. Mm, hmm. Okay, jury selection. Da, 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 da. Opening statements currently scheduled to begin Wednesday. Da, 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 da. Potter, an attorney, told Judge Chu that she plans to testify in her own defense. Okay, the defendant. Okay, consider that. Mm, okay, it's not giving me that answer right now. I'm gonna have to keep looking. I'm gonna have to keep looking. Okay, so if found guilty, Potter would face a sentence of 7 years in prison, according to uh, according to this news outlet. They're saying that she might be getting 7 years. Who has been following the case since the fatal shooting? Minnesota's statutory maximum for second degree is 10 years. So, but experts tell that scenario is extremely unlikely. So, the state has indicated they will ask judge to depart upwards in her sentencing if Potter is found. So I don't. It looks like the state. This looked like the state went at her ass. Looks like it. Mm, yeah, looks like the state. Yeah, state. Yeah, it hurt. My nephew was murdered. He was set up off Facebook. He was a tattoo artist, 23, was known to always keep money. The dude that killed my nephew did crappy tattoos before. Wow. I think here's the thing that people have to realize that the training, you get more training. I remember when I was going to join the Marines. I had a choice. I was either going to join the Marines or the Army. That was my two choices. And I was looking over how much training was required for either or. And let me just tell you, there's more training involved in becoming a soldier than there is training to be a cop. And here's the thing: when you join the military, your training is ongoing, meaning it never stops. But with the police, it does stop. And I feel like, what, maybe they need to change that, where every year you are evaluated, or maybe every 6 months you go through evaluation, and you go through retraining. You go through, because these, you have to understand that being a cop, especially if you're in a high risk area, you are kind of like, what is it, battle worn, and you become jaded. You're not as soft as when you first got on the force. So I think, after 6 months of being like in a situation, say for example, you work in Philly, or one of these locations, or Baltimore, one of these locations where it's super high risk. You, after a certain amount of time, would need to decompress. You would need some therapy. You should, every cops should have therapy where you could talk to people. You should have sensitivity training. You should have training to know how to deal with a person if they're mentally ill. How do you know, how do you do wellness checks without taking somebody's life? Okay, because there's a lot of times that, people are, families taking care of their mentally ill, and they call the police for them to help them, rein in their relative, so they can calm down and get them to take their medication, or to you know get them to a facility where the facility can help them, and it turns deadly. So I feel like there's a lot of training that needs to be involved, because when it comes to the military, your training is ongoing until you retire. But when it comes to police, it's not. And I think maybe more training should be involved. That's all. And there should be more, police, maybe if they should be transferred. Yeah, hey, you got police that are in army, and you know what? Police should be, maybe the police should be transferred out. Like, you got cops that are in these high risk areas dealing with the stress every day. They're on constant alert to neutralize a situation. Maybe they should be transferred out and given to other posts where it's not as high risk, and then transfer the people who are used to not high risk situations into high risk situations, and see if that could help or something. But damn, something got to do. Something got to give. I'm sorry, Brenda. Yes, it's really sad. Testing, every state needs to pass that they need to do more random drug tests and psychological therapy testing on cops. What they see every day, plus they're human. Should they have drug addictions? And a lot of things need to be come into play. Like, do they have bad temperament? Were they bullied in school? Are they racist? Are they part of any known you know, cult movements? Those things need to be taken into account too. It's a lot of things that need to be, worked on. This system needs to be, it's a slow, the system is still growing and changing and evolving. And a lot of these things that are in place were in place from the 18 something and in the 1900s. So a lot of rules need to be changed around. After 26 years service, you should know the difference between a taser and a gun. If not, you should not be a police officer. He did not have a firearm, no need to draw their weapon. And have every officer knows how to do sign language. Thanks, cakes. I mean, definitely need to be some stuff in place. Like if you're going on, if it's if you're being pulled over and you're pulling somebody over air freshener or expired license plate or expired insurance, there should never be no weapon involved in that. Unless you smell drugs or you see see the person is acting erratic or something like that, maybe, okay. But trust when you see on the news, but when it hits your family, it hurts so bad. Then my cousin gets killed and stabbed up because he is a joker blazing dude. Yep, man, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Absolutely, it's just a lot. It is. It's a lot to deal with. Like, damn, now here you come with your old trying to put up a site on here. Man, people are so weird, such weirdos. These damn trolls. hmm I don't know what it is, but they just pop up trying to promote their adult sites and all this other crap and all this stuff. Damn spam bots. Well, I don't know. There's so much going on in the world that it's really sad. It really is. Hi everyone. Hey, hey Miss Gaskin, how you doing? They've been doing it to everyone. Yeah. Yep. I know. Oh yes, you're right. I have to Google who Kim Potter is. Wow. Yeah, Kim Potter was a Brooklyn Center cop that was training another cop, and that cop, I guess, indicated they wanted to pull over the Daunte Wright kid for the air freshener that he had in his. on his rear mirror. And in Minnesota, you're not allowed to have anything on your rear mirror. It's against the law. And so they pulled him over that. Found out, I guess, the insurance or whatever else was expired. By the which way, look, at the end of the day, if you're getting pulled over for a simple traffic and, like thing of an air freshener or, headlight out or expired insurance or tags or something, it does not warrant a taser. It doesn't warrant a taser. It don't. I don't understand how it got to the level it got. But hey, I have trouble understanding a lot of situations a lot of times. So yeah. So we will see. No, I guess we will see going forward what she will receive, whether it be the 18 to 36 or, one news outlet is predicting 7 years. But then there, another outlet is, saying that 7 is too extreme for taking a 20-year-old child's life who's not even 21 years old. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody that's under 21 is a child. Okay, even though they say at 18 you're an adult and you can make some kind of decisions, I still feel like this. If you're under 21, I still feel like you a baby. So this woman has taken this baby's life over a taser, and this young man's life over a air freshener, a tree. Those stupid little trees that people all over the state use, but in Minnesota, those things are, you know, not allowed. Yeah, basically, and an expired. Yeah, for an expired. That's was the problem here with this situation. An outcome was reached Thursday in the trial of Kim Potter, the former Minnesota police officer who claimed she meant to pull her taser when she shot and killed Daunte Wright, a 20-year-old black male, during an April traffic stop. Jurors began deliberating on Monday. Well, we on Thursday, and they got their outcome. The outcome was expected to be announced between 1:30 p.m. and 2 p.m. CS time. Okay. There was speculation that the jury might be deadlocked after it asked the judge a question about reaching consensus. The court left their language vague, saying there has been an outcome reached. Potter, 49, had pleaded not guilty to charges of first and second degree manslaughter and faces up to 11 years in prison if convicted on both charges. She shot Wright after he tried to flee cops seeking to arrest him on a weapons warrant during a traffic spot in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Body cam footage showed multiple times throughout the trial depicts the distraught officer who has insisted she accidentally pulled the gun instead of her taser that day. Okay, oh my gosh. Potter wailed as another cop tried to console her. Holy shish, I just shot him. There is no weapon. I don't think there is any weapon found. It's crazy. The prosecution and defense had agreed that the police shooting was a mistake and that Miss Potter, who is white, had meant to draw her taser when she fatally shot this man who's only 20 years old during a traffic stop. The former convicted of 2 counts of manslaughter. This is crazy. Wait a flip a minute. Oh, okay. That's what this is. Want to know about the death of. That's when I really want to find out about. Let me see something. Yeah. Okay. See, this is the crazy thing. Daunte Wright was 20, was shot and killed during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota on April 11th, 2021. The city's police chief said that Officer Kimberly Potter, a 26-year police veteran, now come on now, boo boo. You've been on the force for 26 years. You know that you should, at this point, you should know, like, you should, I mean, 26 years on the force, wouldn't you automatically know which one is which? Like, it's not like you just a brand new on the first day police officer. Like, wouldn't you know which one is which at this point? Like, wouldn't it be like second nature? Yes or no? Like, I'm just asking, like, would this like be second nature to know like which is which? Or nah? No. All right, we put this in. I need to make sure. Yeah, there you go. So my laptop stays cool. I had to plug my fan in. So yeah, wouldn't you know? After being a 26-year police veteran, had intended to stun the man with her taser gun, but accidentally drew her handgun instead and fired once. Wright's death sparked days of protest, and Potter, the officer who shot Wright, resigned 2 days after the killing, as did police chief Tim Gannon. So both of them resigned. Potter has been charged with first and second degree. All right. So I don't understand. Like I don't understand like where one outlet is saying weapons. Like one outlet is saying there's some weapon, and then every other outlet is not mentioning any weapon. Mm, mm, mm. It's crazy. Officer who shot Wright charged with second. I never imagined this. Former Officer Kim Potter, former veteran who trained colleagues. I'm trying to read more. This kid had a 2-year-old son that this son is not going to grow up with him. Wright was pulled over Sunday as he drove through Brooklyn Center. Police said he was stopped for having expired registration tags, but Wright's mother said he called her just before he was shot and said he had been pulled over because he had an air freshener hanging from his rear view mirror, a traffic violation in Minnesota. This 20-year-old child, this 20-year-old young man, father of a two, it look father of a 2-year-old, lost his life over an air freshener. That's what he was telling. That's what he told his mother, that he was being pulled over for the air freshener. Upon pulling him over on the air freshener, then as they were asking information and getting information and putting it into the system, then that whole thing about the registration tags being expired, that was the second piece. But the initial reason he was pulled over is one, air freshener. This is what it comes down to. People losing their lives over air freshener. Police tried to arrest Wright after realizing he was wanted on an outstanding warrant. You could have gave that man a ticket. He got to pay that damn warrant. You get this, give him a warning. Go take. You got a warrant out for your arrest. Whatever. You need to take care of this. It's old. It's outstanding. It's blah blah blah. You got to get this taken care of. On top of that, you got tags that are expired. But yeah, this man lost his life initially over air freshener, and then upon the air freshener, then finding out about the warrant. Okay, yeah. Police tried to arrest Wright after realizing he was wanted on an outstanding warrant. A scuffle happened outside Kim Potter's officer. Kim Potter shot him. The city police chief, who resigned Tuesday, said he believed Potter had meant to fire her taser and not her service pistol. Potter, who also resigned Tuesday, was charged Wednesday with with the second degree manslaughter. She was released from jail, posting $100 something thousand bond. According to court records, Wright was being sought after failing to appear in court on charges that he fled from officers and possessed a gun without a permit during an encounter with Minneapolis police in June. A search of court records shows Wright had a minor criminal record with misdemeanors. After Wright was killed, his family learned of a connection between him and George Floyd, the black man whose death under the knee of the Minneapolis police officer nearly a year ago sparked nationwide protests. Floyd's girlfriend, Courtney Ross, says she worked with Wright while he was a student at Edison High School. Ross was a teacher's assistant and counselor at the school, said Mason, who worked with Ross. She testified the week before last in the trial of the officer accused of killing Floyd. Jesus. So, yeah. If y'all go back and watch the video, when she gets out the car, she kept touching her piece. This lady needs to be under the jail. They both have a different feel to them. I feel in my heart and spirit she knew she didn't have the taser in her hand. And the reason why she kept saying taser 6 times, thinking it's going to clear her, when under an underground supremacy group, child. No, he did not have no weapon. No, I'm reading. Okay, this is what you see here. That's why I wanted to read further details, because one article I read made it seem like the reason why they pulled him over and things escalated is because of a weapon he had. And I just wanted to make sure I clarify, because this is what the article is saying. That I go and look at other things and say, this is incorrect. He had a warrant for fleeing. And seemed he had a good reason to flee. So yeah, that's the deal with that right there. So one outlet is trying to make it seem like this young man was pulled over for having a weapon, and he didn't have a weapon. He did in the case when it came to the warrant. So now that she has been found guilty, I don't know. Does that leave his mom open to suing the system for taking her baby's life? Might be. Might be. On that note, I'm going to end this live because I don't want to mix lives of something so sad with other topics. So I'm just going to end it on this note. And I'll just start another live. So this is Goddess Raven. And, you know, a lot of people, when I did a poll, a lot of people were saying that this man life, they don't value it, and she's going to get away with it. Well, we shall see, because now she has been convicted on first and second. So I guess we'll all see what happens. Will she serve time? How much time? Mhm. They're doing a conference news now. By everyone. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. You too. On that note, I am out. Y'all have a good day. I'll probably be back in a little bit so we can talk about, trending topics, all the things going on, because it's always something. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. But I am out. Oh, yeah. And before y'all leave, can y'all hit that like button? Thank you. Okay, now I'm out.